Hello everyone and welcome to another pre-game edition of GTHL Hockey in the 6. I'm Jordan Jacklin joined alongside Jaden Ho as we get you set for Game 2 between the Don Mills Flyers and the Mississauga Senators. Let's start off with the goaltending matchup. It was a 3-1 game in Game 1 and that was due to the goaltending. Let's start off with Don Mills and Abel Poland.
Well, Abel Poland is just a great goaltender, and he's a goaltender who's really adapted to playoff hockey. He's so good at finding pucks through screens, and in the playoffs, there's always going to be bodies going to the front of the net and getting in his vision, and he's just so good at finding pucks through that traffic and making those saves.
And on the other side, it's Jack Ivankovic, a highly touted prospect, can really do it all on the ice.
Yeah, he's a great goaltender as well. He's just really athletic. He's great at making desperation saves. He can come across his net so quickly and makes great pad stops. He can really spread out well.
Let's talk a bit about the Senators. What do you think propelled them to that Game 1 victory?
Well, I think goaltending was a big part of it. Obviously, Ivankovic was really good, but it's also their aggressiveness in their forecheck. They're really good at getting in and bearing down on those Flyers defenders, and it makes it really difficult for Don Mills to make plays and get the puck up the ice, and that's kind of how the Senators took control in Game 1.
Yeah, the Sens had that active blue line, Ryder Graves, Gabriel Trozo, two of the goal scorers from that back end who really like to jump up into the attack. Let's talk about Don Mills now. We know about Shamar Moses, but who else among their forward core is going to need to step up in terms of the likes of, a Jimmy Lombardi, a Dylan Teixeira? What do you want to see from players like that?
Well, obviously you need your depth to step up in the playoffs, and I think what the Flyers need is for players like Lombardi and players like Dylan Teixeira to step up and provide some offense for them, try and get a spark going for the team, and they can try to turn the tides of this series with a few goals and a win in this game.
Well, overall, we'll get you sent to Victoria Village for Game 2, Don Mills Flyers, Mississauga Senators. Good evening, GTHL hockey fans from Victoria Village as we get set for Game 2 between the Don Mills Flyers and the Mississauga Senators. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jaden Ho. And Jaden, what do you expect from this matchup tonight after the Sens won 3-1 in Game 1?
Well, I expect the Don Mills Flyers to come out pretty strong here. They're going to be desperate. You don't want to go down 2-0 in a best-of-5 series, so they're going to be playing for their lives here. So they can expect a big fight from them. And for the Mississauga Senators, they just want to keep playing the game that they've been playing in Game 1. And if they do, they should be confident that they can take Game 2, as we're just about set for puck drop.
There's Sean Costello and Jimmy Lombardi lining up for the draw, and it's won back by Don Mills. Adam Smeaton will send it back into his own end, forcing Shamar Moses to retrieve it on the half wall. Brought back in, it's a foot race for it. Potential 2-on-1, but able to send that back. Moses couldn't hold the line. As we see some physicality along the offensive blue line there. Players down on the ice as the whistle blows.
Yeah, and sparks flying early here. You saw some pretty feisty moments there. A big cross check, and a penalty is going to be called against Don Mills, so that's an early opportunity for Mississauga. Just 20 seconds into the game, they get the first power play, and if they can score here, they would really set the tone for this game. You'd put the Don Mills Flyers on their heels, and the Mississauga Senators could try and take advantage. So a huge penalty kill for Don Mills and a huge opportunity for Mississauga.
And Shamar Moses, the highly coveted prospect in the penalty box for Don Mills. Sens win that back now as they cycle it around. With it now is Ryder Graves, back over. Trying to send that through was Broussard, kept in by Trozo. Trozo was one of the goal scorers in Game 1 from the blue line, as we now have a player going hard into the boards once again, and perhaps another penalty will be getting called.
And yeah, this is going to be an early 5-on-3 for Mississauga, so this is a terrible start for Don Mills. They need to have better discipline. You cannot be giving up a 2-man advantage, as Kyle Butt going to the box leveled his man along the boards, hit him from behind, right in the numbers. And this is a huge opportunity for Mississauga. They're going to have a 5-on-3 just under 40 seconds into this period.
We see Sean Costello out there, Breer Lung, Adam Valentini.
And I think Kyle Butt might be done for the game.
And yep, he is skating back now and will be heading into the locker room. It appears his game will be over, so Don Mills will be shorthanded. As another player will come out to serve the penalty for him. And finally, we're back underway now as they try to get it in front. Valentini stopped by Poland.
And Abel Poland is going to be crucial for the next 2 minutes with just 3 Flyers on the ice to help him out on defense is going to be really important for him to stay strong, stay square. And for the Flyers in front of him, just trying to cut off those passing lanes and force the Senators to take as low percentage shots as you can find.
Loose in front of the net. They poke away at it. Costello knocked down as the whistle blows.
Another good stop from Poland, just finding the puck through all that traffic, through all the chaos in front of him. He finds it, he hangs on, and he forces the whistle. And now the Flyers will get another chance to win a face-off, clear the puck down the ice, and kill a little bit more of this penalty.
This time it's Valentini switching with Costello to take the face-off on the left side. Flyers, though, are able to win it back in clear with just under a minute 30 remaining on the 5-on-3. Then we'll have 18 seconds of 5-on-4. Costello past the red line now looking to gain the entry, being forced to dump it in, and Don Mills couldn't clear the zone. This time they do. It's Jimmy Lombardi going after it with some nifty works, but it goes back the other way. With it now in front, but it's Don Mills once again in transition, able to get it out. And they're playing to survive and doing it well thus far. Breer Lung enters the zone now, sending it back to Caden Taylor. Taylor will cut to the outside, surveying options. In front of the net, it's Valentini holding the line there once again. Valentini in front for Taylor! And that is stopped by Poland as some shoving after the whistle.
Yeah, and the Flyers need to be careful here. You've already got two guys in the box. You don't want to take another penalty. And Mississauga, they're going to be trying to bait them here, trying to get that discipline to fall apart once again with a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Didn't work there, but keep an eye on that as the game progresses.
Caden Taylor on the ice now with Ethan Broussard. We know what that duo can do in terms of generating offense. And skating back after it is Jaden Connors. Connors will start off the attack. Skating it in himself past the blue line. Will go around the boards as he's in down low. Sending it back now for Taylor, or rather he'll elect to hold on to it. Here is Connors, now sending it in for the shot! And that shot just went wide, but held in by Valentini. Back over to Connors. Connors over to Taylor for the one-time shot. Bit of an awkward angle there as it's brought back down low. Broussard finding Connors once again. Valentini, and the whistle will blow.
And I'm not sure why the whistle went there. Did the net come off its moorings? Or, I'm not sure in the Sens. Surely a bit frustrated with that.
Nonetheless, we'll see some changing bodies out in front. Matthew Manza on the ice now. But still the likes of Valentini and Taylor out there with Jaden Connors. Brought back there. That's just dumped along the boards. Out to retrieve it is Broussard, who will try to send it in deep, but it was picked up by Trozo. Or rather, it was Enzi Show on the Flyers. Back over now for Taylor. Quick pass to Connors. Jaden Connors with the shot! And the rebound out in front of the net will get cleared, and the Flyers have done it. They've killed off the early 5-on-3 penalty to start this game.
And now it's time to see, a big hit there in the neutral, on the Mississauga zone.
Lagana trying to feed that out in front of the net, wasn't able to do so, and now here's Taylor with the race. Trying to feed that up for Broussard, just couldn't connect on the pass. But They hold the half wall now as it's kept in the offensive zone.
And now we'll see what kind of penalty kill that was and which team it generates momentum for. Power plays can have such big shifts in momentum of a game. Either way, another huge hit. The Flyers really bringing the physical game right now.
As they now look to generate some offensive momentum. And just trying to regain possession and make plays with the puck instead of without it. Now just past the red line. It's a cross-seam pass over to the stick of Mississauga. It is Dianov, wearing 8s in this game instead of his usual number 9. Along the half wall, trying to send that in deep. As they cycle around with it. Try to get that out of Smeaton. I'll send it up the boards. Jimmy Lombardi couldn't handle it, so it's brought back the other way. A 3-on-2 now for the Senators was broken up in the defensive end by the Flyers. Nonetheless, though, they maintain possession, but it's Don Mills with it on the counter-attack. With it now is Tashurna. Tashurna couldn't get that shot through as it's brought all the way back out into the neutral zone and dumped back in by Marco Saraglu. On the boards now, skating in with possession is Maggiani. And holding the blue line there was Kuzmikev. 3-on-2 now for the Flyers. Here is Shamar Moses trying to feed Lombardi, but it just gets brought back out, and having to skate back after it is Sarah Glue. He's able to clear the zone now. Costello couldn't re-enter, so they'll be forced back. Being challenged hard by Maggiani. But they bring it back in. Trozo will retrieve, and they'll send a quick pass out the other way. Redirected off the stick of Valentini, and they keep it in down low. Looking for options in front of the net! And that shot just doesn't go through, as it was blocked in front. With it now the other way, getting hit there was Max Anderson, and on the counterattack are the Sens. Caden Taylor going after it. Gains inside positioning, feeds it for long. Trying to hold the zone now, but it's a 3-on-2 the other way, as it's Desherna with it. Sending it in front of the net! And that's gloved down by Ivan Kovic, who faces his first test of the night.
And that was our first real sustained bout of play with between whistles, as there have been a lot of stoppages in play early, but good back and forth action, both teams creating chances, getting pucks on net, and testing the goaltenders.
And now it's going to be an offensive zone face-off, one back by the Sens, so they clear it. Going after it now was Days, as it's intercepted along the red line. Skating with it was Manza, had it stripped off him, and now it's brought back by Shamar Moses. Moses trying to cut to the inside. Sending that back now, looking for Medopoulos. And it's Medopoulos back over to Moses! Quick shot, couldn't reach the net. Along the half wall now as they try to cycle. It's sent back in down low, cleared in front, but keeping it in is Moses. Shamar Moses showcasing why he's a top 20 prospect in this upcoming OHL draft. It is Medopoulos with the shot. Redirected wide once again. Desherna couldn't find it in front of the net as the Sens bring it back out. As they bring it in, it's a 2-on-1 the other way. What a stop by Poland. They maintain offensive zone pressure. It's Matthew Manson now in the battle there along the boards. Is able to get it back. Another quick shot. In front of the net. Score! Ethan Broussard and the Sens take the early lead.
And that one's tough for Abel Poland. He comes off making a terrific save on that rush by the Senators, but the puck comes loose in the offensive zone, and Ethan Broussard makes no mistake, and he buries it to make this a 1-0 game. And for Abel Poland, he needs to bounce back here and try and keep his Flyers in this game.
And Ethan Broussard, we know he can provide that energy when needed. And this is something the Sens have done. They had Caden Taylor playing with Costello and Broussard regularly in the regular season, while they've tried putting Matthew Manson there and more so splitting up the options, and we just saw it pay off there, the depth that this team can provide. As Don Mills looks for a response now, down 1-0 with 8:09 to go in the opening period. Maggiani there couldn't handle the pass, so it's kept in play by Don Mills as they retrieve it. Sarah Glue now back over to his partner. Looking to send it in. And picking it up there is Muzinski. Muzinski with a quick pass the other way. Trying to feed that for Maggiani. But it's Sarah Glue with the retrieval. And it's back up now for Don Mills. Desherna now will dump it into the corner. And it's Ryder Graves going after it for the Sens, but Don Mills holds his own. Trying to win that puck back in front of the net. There's a shot off the pad of Ivan Kovic. And they'll dump it down the other end of the ice. Going after it now as Taylor couldn't handle it. But here is Ryder Graves, the blue liner, trying to feed it in front. Couldn't really get a clean shot as it was a bouncing puck. The Flyers now will turn around as they try to feed it up for Thomas Hartnett. It's in the blue line now for Mississauga. Graves will send that back to Jaden Connors. The speedy defenseman will just dump it in. Couldn't get the first attempt, but Caden Taylor will pick it up and send it in down low. Along the boards now, it's brought back out into the neutral zone. Shamar Moses will get to it, and it's a turnover generated by Ryder Graves. Dylan Desherna now the forward helping out defensively. Nearly hit the puck stripped from him, but Shamar Moses will bail him out and circle around to begin the breakout. They'll send it in deep once again, and Gabriel Trozo has it. With these Senators, all of their defensemen love to activate into the offensive attack. And we'll skate past the red line to dump it in. This is a team that really loves to play on the forecheck. Around the boards now. Trying to get to that is Shurde. And once again, Don Mills, Jaden, having trouble breaking out.
Well, it's that forecheck that you mentioned of this Mississauga Senators. They're so aggressive. They're so good at cutting off the lanes to get out into the neutral zone. And they're doing it again here. The Flyers haven't been able to gain the red line.
And with it there, it's Dianov. A puck hound going after it once again. And now Matthew Manza will pressure. Don Mills will finally clear, but another turnover generated by the Sens, as they'll just force it back in. Dianov the first on the puck. We're going down low. Looking for options in front of the net, but moving bodies. Shot quick there from Bonomo. In front of the net. A quick pass in front. Loose in front. Score! Rafek Dianov has made it 2-0 Mississauga.
And right as we were talking about that forecheck, it comes in big. It starts with Rafek Dianov. He gets in on the dump in, and he's the first player to get to the puck. He protects it in the corner, and he puts it out in front of the net. It takes a few bounces. The puck goes between teams a little bit, and Rafek Dianov comes right back out in front to find the loose puck and bury it, and it all starts with his hard work in the corner, and he is rewarded very quickly for that one. It's 2-0 Mississauga.
And we saw that their Sens are generating plays in the inner slot. We're able to get clean passes through, and it's Dianov who finds that inside positioning to bury that one-time shot. As then the Sean Costello line will take the face-off for the Sens at center ice. And they win it back. Connors now past the red line will just skate it in quickly. As it's brought back out the other way. Going after it now is Lagana. As we have a stoppage of play in the neutral zone.
Well, now for Mississauga, you're just going to, and it looks like they're going to be going to the penalty kill here. So this is for Don Mills a chance to really get back into this game. Mississauga has the momentum, but you have a chance to take it all back with a quick power play strike here. 5 minutes to go in the first period, and the game is still wide open.
And what an opportunity now for the Flyers just to try to regenerate some momentum. They have some players that can do it. Let's see what they can do. Here is Lombardi back over to Moses, trying to feed a cross-seam pass to Michael Medopoulos. He'll try to send it in down low now as he has some problems, but he receives it back. Here is Moses now in front for Lombardi. Or rather, it's Enzi Show, and it's a short-handed breakaway the other way for Ethan Broussard, stopped by Poland.
And what a play by Ethan Broussard. He steals that puck in his own zone and takes it all the way down on the breakaway, but Abel Poland standing tall, and that's a huge save at this point in the game.
Remember that save, depending how this game progresses. Lombardi now will circle back for Jared Harding as they put a quick shot on that, and Ivan Kovic will glove it down.
And that's a good stop by Ivan Kovic on the one-time shot. There's not a lot of traffic, so he's able to come out pretty aggressively in his crease, and he gets across quickly enough to be square to the shot and make the glove stop.
Thomas Hartnett will take the face-off, or rather Max Anderson will now for Don Mills. As they look to reset, Marco Saraglou now the power play quarterback for their second unit. With 1:13 to go in this main advantage. Down 2-0. They're looking for that spark. Here's Saraglou with it. Will survey his options as he sends it back. And going after there, Dylan Tashurna. Saraglou will make a quick play there, but it's cleared by Mississauga. And it's another foot battle. Here is Caden Taylor. Couldn't get the clean shot through.
And that aggressiveness from Mississauga paying off here, and they've earned themselves a power play. The Don Mills Flyers will be taking a penalty here. I think it's a hooking call as Caden Taylor broke in on that rush. So it's going to be 4-on-4 for 52 seconds, and then a minute 8 seconds of Mississauga power play as they try and make this a 3-0 game.
Don Mills now has their third penalty of this game so far. and we saw earlier on. Now it's 4-on-4. Manza will send it back over to Ryder Graves in front of the net. There was an open net on the far side, and it's a goal! Scoring that was Breer Lung behind the net, banks it off the back of Poland, and it is 3-0 Sens.
And that is just a really tough goal to give up if you're the Don Mills Flyers. You're just coming off of the power play. You're hoping to build some momentum, and a fortunate bounce from Mississauga. The puck was behind the net, and Breer Lung just banked it off the skate of Abel Poland and in. And all of a sudden, you're down 3-0 in the first period.
And it will be Breer Lung at center ice, the goal scorer, taking the face off. Just waiting for that score clock to be updated. And 3:50 to go. The Sens are up 3-0. With the puck there, now trying to feed that back around. The Sens, though, are able to get it out. It's Breer Lung with it. We'll send it up the ice. Manza looking to get the stick lift and regain possession. He blew a tire behind the net, so the Flyers will look to break out. Thomas Hartnett going after it. Or rather, yes, it is Hartnett. Just past the red line. Shot from center ice was just off the pass of Poland and brought back out by the Flyers. Looking to break it out now to gain some offensive zone momentum. As we'll now have another stoppage of play as that puck went over the boards. Or rather, now it will.
And so the Senators now on the power play. 58 seconds of man advantage still to come. And the Flyers have taken another penalty here. They need to fix up their discipline right now. It looks like it's going to be another 5-on-3 opportunity for the Senators.
Now, if you're head coach Darryl Levi of the Flyers, would you call a timeout in this instance to try to settle down your players?
I think it's definitely something that should be considered at least. Obviously, it doesn't look like he's going to be doing it, but the players seem to be rattled right now, and they need to settle down and try and reset and try and fight their way back into this game, because it's getting out of hand, and soon this game could be lost way earlier than it should be.
Well, there's a 5-on-3 now for the next 40 seconds. And then we'll have a minute of 5-on-4 action. Setting that back, Days on the far side. Valentini's shot will just go out, as we'll see some changing penalty killers enter the ice for Don Mills. It is Valentini now gaining the controlled entry on the far side. They're sending it back to Broussard. Shoulder stop made by Poland. There's a rebound in front of the net, and it will be cleared by Don Mills as they'll skate it out. It's a 1-on-1. Here is Shamar Moses, who's showcasing some of his short-handed penalty kill abilities and how he can skate it up the ice just to buy some time for his team. Is Gabriel Trozo now the blue liner stepping up, taking the far side shot. Just went off the pad of Poland, but it's kept in play. Caden Taylor held the blue line. This time it'll go out as he'll begin the rush. Here is Taylor now with a burst of speed, and Dylan Tashurna will get to it. Trying to bring it back around once again is Moses, and he'll just dump it in and go for the change. Valentini now down low. We'll start off one last attack for the Sens.
Well, it's been a good job from the Flyers so far. They haven't allowed the Senators to get many grade A chances on the 5-on-3. Now they've just got 25 seconds of 5-on-4 to kill off.
And it's the Flyers once again just skating it out. As it's Dylan Tashurna in the corner there, getting some assistance from Lombardi, as both players really being physically challenged by this Sens. But they bring it out once again. It's a one-man effort there from Jimmy Lombardi, but finally the Sens regain it as they kill off the 5-on-3, and they survive once again. We saw this early in the first. We thought it could have sparked some momentum for this team. Let's see if this is the time where it does, with just 45 seconds to go in this first period. Brought back out and cleared in by Unzi Show. And going off to play it there was Poland as they look to exit their defensive end. And they'll clear it now.
And I like that play from Poland. The forecheck of the Senators has been very aggressive, so trying to get the puck up as quickly as possible is never a bad idea, trying to get his team out of the zone.
Some sustained forecheck here by the Flyers. Trying to bring it back. In front. Loose in front of the goal. 8 seconds to play. Another chance. And that appears like it will do it. It is 3-0 Mississauga after 15 minutes of action here at Victoria Village.
And for the Don Mills Flyers, you just got to look back at how this period started. Bad discipline. You go down on an early 5-on-3, and all the momentum is on the side of the Mississauga Senators. So now for the second period, you need to try and respond in a similar fashion.
And overall, Jaden, what did you like about that period for Mississauga in terms of just capitalizing on the chances given to them?
Well, they were very opportunistic. They took the chances they had and they scored on them, and they were all over the Flyers. Their forecheck was their best asset, I think, in that first period. They weren't letting Don Mills get started in the offensive or in the defensive zone, really, or get out into the neutral area and into the offensive zone. So that's a credit to Mississauga, and their forecheck and their neutral zone defense as well has been really solid. So for Mississauga, for Don Mills, you just got to try and be getting that puck up past that aggressive forecheck. Maybe you can create some odd man rushes the other way and try and get back into this game.
It appears like there will be a power play to begin this period for Don Mills, as the Sens will be shorthanded perhaps.
And that's a big opportunity for Don Mills. If you can get an early goal in this second period, this is a completely different hockey game. So big power play chance for the Flyers.
And we are underway now as Medopoulos goes back into his own end. Sens looking for the early kill. Don Mills looking for the early momentum. Just past the red line, it's Adam Smeaton on the far side. Will dump it around the boards. Playing it in down low, Smeaton will retrieve it and bring it back for Moses. With the puck there, it's over to Medopoulos, trying to find the cross-seam pass to Moses. Now it's back over to NZ Show. NZ Show shot, trying to find Medopoulos on the far side. There was open net, but just couldn't connect on the pass. Moses now will skate it back for NZ Show. Over to Moses. Moses to NZ Show. He'll wind it up for the shot. Loose in front, score! It's Jimmy Lombardi, and the Flyers are on the board.
And that's what you need to build on for Don Mills. Just what we were talking about, an early goal in this period, and now you have some momentum. Jimmy Lombardi finds that rebound and sprawls out to put it in the back of the net. And just like that, it's a 2-goal game, and Don Mills has the momentum early in the second period.
And that's one aspect we weren't seeing early in the period for Don Mills, a net front presence and just generating more rebound opportunities, putting more shots on goals. Because Ivan Kovic, generally, if you give him open net to work with and you have space and not much of a net front presence, he can make those stops. When you put traffic in front of him, that's when it can be a bit more difficult. As we'll now have a stoppage of play early on after, as we'll go all the way back now for an offensive zone draw for Don Mills, as now it appears some momentum is gaining on their side.
And now if they can set up in the offensive zone, get some sustained pressure, you don't need a goal here. You can keep it at this 3-1 score, even going into the third period. But if you're putting pressure on, you're wearing out the defenders of the Senators, it's a great way to try and force a tie in this going into the third period.
Puck is dumped back around now as the Sens looking to regain control of this game. A battle for the corner ensues, and Don Mills wins it, sending the puck out into the neutral zone. As they go forward in front, what a stop! Ivan Kovic shuts the door!
And what an opportunity there. Just a great play. On the forecheck, you get on that defender, you strip the puck away, and you send it in front of the net. But this looks like it's going to be a Flyers penalty again. And just at the worst possible moment here for Don Mills to take a penalty. The Senators are going on the power play, and they've got a chance to make this a 3-goal game once again.
There'll be Max Anderson in the box for Don Mills now, as they'll be shorthanded. 13:36 in to the second period. Winning that draw there, Breer Lung will send it back. Manza has it. Manza on the far side. Was tripped down there, but Ryder Graves holds the zone. Into the corner there. It's a trickling puck. Valentini Couldn't get what he wanted in front. It's another shot in front, and Poland shuts the door.
A huge stop from Abel Poland. Finds that puck through traffic, gets square, and just absorbs it. No rebound for the Senators to find there. And an important stop to keep this a 2-goal game. And Abel Poland is going to be crucial for the remaining 142 of this penalty kill.
Rear lung again on the offensive zone faceoff. It's Don Mills winning it back, but kept in play, or rather, it will feed back into the neutral zone now. They'll have to reset. Off the entry now, they bring it back for Valentini. One-time chance now for Long! Into the pad of Poland.
And once again, Abel Poland showing his ability to find pucks through traffic. He had a couple of his own men screening him in front of the net, but he gets around them, he makes the save, and there's no rebound once again. That's so important on this penalty kill. The Senators are willing to go to those dirty areas and find pucks in front of the net.
Quick shot, Connors. Redirected off the pad of Poland and wide, but they keep it in the zone. Valentini now along the boards there. And it's brought back out. Connors is able to receive it, but he'll be forced back to the red line. So they'll have to start off the entry once again as they are forced back. Back over to the defenseman Connors. All skated in himself on the far side looking for options. He'll turn back now as Valentini will maintain the offensive zone. He was Breer Lung with it. Sending it back to Connors. Jaden Connors over to Long. Breer Lung cuts to the middle of the ice and couldn't get the shot on goal. And now will be forced all the way back around as we'll see a line change in the first unit of the Sens will come on the ice. But with it there, a near 3-on-2 opportunity, but it's brought back out by Don Mills, who has done a good job of limiting chances in the middle of the ice and forcing them to the outside. Going after it there is Broussard now into the corner. Don Mills wins that foot race, and they clear it once again. Along the red line now, looking for one last chance. It is Broussard. Broussard will go after it himself down low, trying to feed it to Costello. Quick shot, Taylor! And an awkward save by Poland, but it gets it done. And it's brought back out. Here's Jared Harding with it, and they'll clear the zone as Don Mills has done it again. They've killed the penalty.
Well, their penalty killing has been a strong point in this game. They've done a great job shorthanded, especially on the multiple 5-on-3 opportunities that the Senators have been had.
And Don Mills forces Mississauga offside there, and that's just showcases their work and just forcing them to the outside and forcing them to make rushed plays. And that's what they just need to continue to do. They're still very much in this game. As we await the face-off, it's the Ryan Days line out on the ice and Jaden Connors, or rather Ryder Graves, D-pair out there. Trying to steal it there was Graves in the offensive zone. Is able to force them back on the show with it. We'll find Sarah Glue. Sarah Glue can't clear the defensive end, so they'll be forced back down low. Another quick pass, trying to feed it to Hartnett. And it's Graves picking up the trickling pass. In the neutral zone as they poke away at it, and it descends, regaining possession. Forced back though and needing some assistance. Manza with a nifty play to get around to Sherna, but he's forced back. Out the play at Ivan Kovic. Had to be careful in that one. It bounces back, and Graves can't get to it, and here's Don Mills now in the offensive zone. Hartner couldn't feed the pass down low, and with it there was Justin Fernandez keeping it in play at the offensive blue line. Shamar Moses on the ice. He's looking to break through in this series. Here is Fernandez now. We'll just dump it along the boards. Ivan Kovic out to play it once again. And here's Don Mills holding the zone. Their forecheck on display as they're looking to generate some offense. With it now, Charlie Pantalone trying to re-enter the zone once again, and they do. Far side shot off the pad of Ivan Kovic, brought back in front! And the rebound is cleared by Ryder Graves, and that ascends on the counterattack, potential 2-on-1, but rather is at the end of the shift, and the player had to get off for the change. The puck is brought back out once again, and now we're seeing Jaden. The ice is starting to close, and it's difficult to make those nifty plays that we were seeing earlier in the game.
Well, the neutral zone is just becoming more and more clogged up as the game goes along, and that's a credit to both teams' defensive prowess, especially in transition.
Max Anderson in front! Couldn't get that shot through. Another chance! Oh, he was alone in front, but couldn't connect on that shot. Brought back out once again by Don Mills, and it's another odd man attack. Into the slot area! And Ivan Kovic just shuts the door. Here's Desherna with it now. Directing traffic there was Medopoulos in front as he'll get the pass. Trying to send it out in front for Anderson. Trying for the far side shot. It's another chance for Desherna in front. And Ivan Kovic makes the save.
And what a sequence from Jack Ivankovic. The Don Mills Flyers, probably the best shift of this game so far, getting chance after chance after chance. They just can't get anything past Ivankovic in the net. Just a series of spectacular stops. And now Mississauga is going to need to try and clear the zone quickly because the Flyers are generating a ton of momentum with shifts like that. And if they can keep putting those together, they'll be right back into this game.
For Mississauga, they're just looking to get comfortable playing in these situations. It's the playoffs. It's about getting used to playing in 1-2 goal games. And they're going to have to get very comfortable as Don Mills is back on the power play for the 4th time tonight. And it's because of their forecheck that's led to this. Let's see if they can make this a 1-goal game. It's the Sens clearing it quickly as Medopoulos now will send it back around for Moses. Shamar Moses will showcase some of his edge work as they look to gain the entry. The Sens making that difficult to do so. Valentini will clear it as he gained inside position on Moses. Poland out to play it in front. Had to be careful there. But is able to make the quick pass, and Don Mills looking to regroup. With it now, it's a far stretch pass along the way, looking for options. Bodies moving in front, it back over to Moses. Moses will get in once again. Hansi Show will get it as the defenseman. Back over for Medopoulos. He's forced back. Hansi Show. Over to Moses. Moses will have to skate it in. No shooting lane available. Quick shot there. Hansi Show off the pad of Ivan Kovic. And the rebound comes out for Medopoulos. It is Jimmy Lombardi down low now. Taken down hard. Out to help him there. Here is Lombardi. Some nifty puck handling skills to gain back possession as he's down low with it. Medopoulos will feed it back over to Lombardi. And finally, the Sens are able to clear the zone. And look out. Poland's able to play it out. Makes as good as a read as he could and avoids danger. And here's a 2-on-1 in front of the net. Moses! And he couldn't get the shot through. The puck is still in play. And Don Mills with an extended pressure in the offensive zone. Hansi Show! Just missing the net on that attempt. The puck is down low now. Trozo can't clear. And with it once again. And finally, it is Hansi Show who couldn't hold the blue line and it's forced back out, and the Senators will survive.
Another good penalty kill from the Senators there. And you always say the most important penalty killer is the goaltender, and Jack Ivankovic coming in clutch with some big saves there, shorthanded.
Going for the shot attempt there off the rebound as Max Anderson re-enters the ice. Here the Senators now on the counter-attack. It is Caden Taylor on the ice. It is Hartnett, or rather Lagana, who is forced back into the defensive zone as they bring it back the other way. As it appears, it will be an offside called against the Flyers.
So it's another good shift from the Flyers here, but they need to get into the offensive zone and keep putting pressure on the Senators. Try and build momentum from that power play. You got robbed a couple of times, but you're not out of this game yet. And a goal before the start of the third period would be a great way to get right back into this hockey game.
And there will be a shift just outside the offensive zone blue line for Don Mills, but it's won back by the Sens. With it now is Ryder Graves sending a far stretch pass, missing the stick of Valentini, and icing is called.
And so an offensive zone faceoff here for Don Mills, and like we said, another great opportunity for them to try and get one and try and get back into this game. If you just put pressure on Mississauga right off of this faceoff, you're in good shape.
And it's 5:59 of play to go in this second period. 3-1 for Don Mills over Mississauga. Cycling the puck there, trying to feed that in front for Pantalone, but couldn't handle the pass. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Caden Taylor couldn't maintain possession there as it's bounced over his stick, so he's forced back. And here's Don Mills on the counter-attack. Deflected it in there, and it's won back by the Sens, out to play it. Going back for it now is Oliver Tang. Here is Tang now. We'll send the puck off the boards. And that one will go too far, and it will be called for icing.
And that's an unfortunate play for Don Mills, as they don't want to be defending in their own zone right now, especially with how effective the forecheck of the Mississauga Senators has been tonight. And Mississauga is going to be trying to pin them in their zone here for as long as they can and try and make this a 3-goal game once again.
Here they go. Going after it now in front of the net. It's a foot race forward, won back by the Sens as the puck is kept down low. Going after it there was Maggiani. And Smeaton couldn't settle down that bouncing puck as it's brought back into the Sens zone. It's Muzinski with it. William Muzinski. He likes to skate with the puck, and he'll send the puck up the ice. Deflected off the stick of Costello. And it's brought back down low, Medopoulos. Trying to feed that back in front of the nets! It's still loose, poked out in front! And somehow, the Flyers survive on that shift as the whistle blows.
And it's going to be another penalty against Don Mills here, as there's a chaotic few moments in their own zone. A cross-check the call. And so it's another power play chance for Mississauga, but Don Mills has been really good on the penalty kill so far, and they'll need one here. Late in the second period, it'd be a really bad time to give up a goal shorthanded.
And now will be an offensive zone face-off. They're starting off with that second unit once again with Breer Lung, Matthew Manza, and Adam Valentini. Jaden Connors out there as well as the power play quarterback. 4:36 to go in this second period. They're looking to do damage. Here is Connors. Quick shot in front of the net. Score! It's Adam Valentini poking it home, redirecting the puck in front of the net, and it is 4-1 Senators.
And that's the net front presence on the power play that we've been talking about. Adam Valentini, just off the faceoff, drives straight to the net, and he gets his stick on the shot to tip it home. And now it's 4-1 Mississauga, and they've got the momentum going into a crucial third period in Game 2.
And that's a backbreaker goal for Don Mills. It looked like they were coming back into this game. Is there still life for this Flyers team in Game 2?
Well, they need to get a quick goal here. You don't want to go into the third period down 4-1. That's pretty much a death sentence. So a late goal in this second period is what they would need to try and turn this game around.
As now Don Mills re-enters the offensive end. Won back by the Senators. It was Trozo after it, as a Flyers player went down the ice. Nonetheless, though, they generate a turnover. Quick hit there. Feeding the body in front was Shorday, taking some contact by the Senators. But nonetheless, brought back out into the neutral zone. Here's Dianoff now. Will just dump it around the boards with under 4 minutes to go in this second period. 4-1, the Senators lead. Dumped back around once again by the Sens. Going after it now is Don Mills on the counter-attack. Will try to feed a cross-ice pass to Shorday, but it's brought back out once again. It's Jared Harding, the defenseman, sending it up the far side, and the Sens will just force the turnover as the Ryan Days line enters the ice. Brought back out by Dianoff, and it's along the corner. Over the red line now with it, Dylan Tashurna, one of the top offensive players on this team. Looking desperate. Here's Tashurna in front of the net! Ivan Kovic comes up big once again, and it's brought back down. A potential breakaway pass, and it's called for icing.
And what a stop there on the other end from Jack Ivankovic. That pass came all the way across, and he just comes sprawling all the way across to make that left pad stop. He was all the way out of his net on the other side, and he came all the way back, and that's a huge stop, and that is a huge game changer because a late goal there for the Flyers completely makes this a new hockey game.
And now taking the face-off in the offensive zone of the Flyers. And it's Bonomo rather clearing it. And it appears that went out of play, so we'll go right back for face-off action in the offensive zone. Jimmy Lombardi will stay out. And so will Deshaun Costello line for the Senators. It's Oliver Tang at the blue line will be the one-time option. It's really critical that they get this win. This time they will. Keeping that in play there was Anzi Show. The puck is down low now, trying to feed that back in front of the net for Smeaton. Here is Tang. Quick shot, looking for the deflection in front. Couldn't hit the net. Trying to keep that in. And the Senators are able to clear off the work from Ethan Broussard, and is sent down the ice. Costello will battle for it down low. It's a quick pass over to Pantalone. Pantalone being challenged hard there as Maggioni now in front of the net was taken down. And Broussard can't regain possession. And the Flyers now look to clear their zone and try to generate some offensive zone momentum, as they'll now see the goaltender head off for the ice. It appears there will be a delayed call against Mississauga that will send Don Mills back to the power play. Justin Fernandez will skate it in. And with 2:08 to go, the Flyers are back onto the power play for the 5th time tonight.
And this is huge for Don Mills. You need a goal here desperately if you want to be back into this game.
And here we go once again. So basically to conclude this second, Don Mills will get a chance on the power play. Really looking to capitalize on this opportunity. We'll see Medopoulos out there once again. We'll see Anzi Show. Shamar Moses is out there as well. And Lombardi winning the faceoff. Anzi Show couldn't hold the zone, and it's a potential shorthanded sequence. It's a 2-on-1 the other way, and it's Abel Poland. Polk checking it out. Odd man attack now for Don Mills. Circling around there was Medopoulos in front of the net. And with it now is Lombardi, feeding it back for Moses. Shamar Moses over to Lombardi, who's being challenged by the Suns penalty killer. Assisting him in the process there was Smeaton, but it's brought back out. Moses will be forced back. Zanzi Show, his pass was deflected by the Sens. And it's Breer Long who was able to get to it. Here is Long with a quick shot off the shoulder of Poland and out. 1:20 to go in this second period. And the Flyers just looking to regain the entry. They'll dump it all the way back around as bodies fly now in the corner. Costello holding it in and winning the battle. Here's Sean Costello dumping it around. Jared Hardy enters the ice now for the Flyers as they battle away for it in the corner along the half wall, going after it. Here's Max Anderson regaining possession as the puck will go up and out of play. Or rather, there will be a penalty call now against Don Mills. So we'll have 4-on-4 action for 41 seconds. And another costly penalty for the Flyers.
And we've been talking about it all night long. The discipline just hasn't been there for the Don Mills Flyers tonight. They've been getting frustrated. They've been taking offensive zone penalties, which are as back-breaking as a penalty can get. And now, 46.8 seconds left in this second period, and their hopes for a late goal are starting to fade.
Quick shot off the draw from the Sens. Glove down by Poland. They'll knock a couple seconds off the clock. 43.8 to go in this second period.
For the Flyers, you need to get a face-off win here and try to get the puck up the ice very quickly. You've got a little bit more open ice with the 4-on-4, so trying to get a rush going in the final minute would be huge.
And Valentini was looking to try to regain possession there. Had a clear lane to the front of the net. But it's Don Mills now on the counterattack. Skating with it. Hartnett driving to the front of the net, but it was stripped of the puck. In transition, and that ascends on the counterattack. Going after it now, they're held in at the blue line. And here's Don Mills. One last opportunity taken away by Trozo. Both teams having difficulty really setting up. Oh, another turnover generated by Taylor. Trying to feed that out in front for Valentini. It's brought back out, and that will do it. After 30 minutes of action, the Mississauga Senators lead 4-1 over the Don Mills Flyers at Victoria Village.
Well, and for Don Mills, it's been the discipline that's been the problem here. Their penalty killing has been good, but it's just all the penalties they've taken have really hurt their momentum in this game, and it's cost them pretty dearly so far. Now they're going to have to overcome a 4-1 deficit in the third period.
And for our viewers watching this on YouTube, there is unfortunately no footage available for the third period. So this game does conclude with the Mississauga Senators winning 5-2 over the Don Mills Flyers, and they take a 2-0 lead in this series. And 2 days from now, on Tuesday night at Victoria Village once again, it will be Mississauga looking to complete the series sweep over Don Mills to move on to the second round, and we will see if that will happen. Jaden, what did you like about this win for Mississauga?
Well, we like their aggressiveness on the forecheck. They're just all over the Flyers in all areas of the ice. They didn't let them get set up very well. They didn't let them complete their passes like they wanted to. So just a really good aggressive play from the Senators is what